外交しかり、相手を知ることが和平への第一歩。
アーニャを知ると世界が平和に。
Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 20 anime that are guaranteed to make you laugh. For this list, we'll be looking at the anime that'll have you howling with laughter before you know it.
So, how do you like my swimming?
Did any of these series make you chuckle? Let us know in those comments below. Number 20, Uncle from Another World. Now here's a spin on the isekai genre none of us were expecting. What happens after a random otaku returns from his fantasy adventures and must readjust to modern life?
風を戻せ。こっちじゃ日本語なんだな。
Well, if you're this guy, you throw yourself back into the neat lifestyle, while occasionally retelling events of his fantastical journeys, only for his nephew, and by extension us, to see that things weren't exactly glamorous. Unintentional harems, ungrateful villagers, and the uncle's perpetual ineptitude made this one of Netflix jail's better anime outings. Number 19, Sayonara Sensei. No matter how negative your outlook on life, chances are you've got nothing on this teacher, whose pessimism is so gargantuan that he's ready to take his own life at any given time. Dory would, if he didn't have to keep helping those around him with their own struggles. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, the black comedy is strong with this one. The dichotomy of Itoshiki being so talented at aiding his students when he personally finds life to be so pointless is way more entertaining a crux than any of us were expecting, especially when the series starts to take jabs at Japanese culture. Keep on trucking, Sensei, for everyone's sake.
本当に好きなら心中してごらんなさい。練炭に睡眠薬に遺書、その他もろもろ。私が常日頃持ち歩いている旅立ちパックです。
Number 18, Zombieland Saga. You'd be forgiven for being lost when it comes to idol anime. After all, there's so damn many of them, with every character being so pure of heart, you'd swear they vomited sunshine. Which is why we can wholly endorse this little anomaly here. Sure, the cast are wannabe idols, but they're also recently undead, resurrected by some showbiz eccentric for the sole purpose of generating interest in a financially fading prefecture. It's so bonkers, and yet the characters are so endearing that it's impossible to not fall victim to their charms, even when their heads are separate from their body. Number 17, One Punch Man. As far as an anime blockbuster goes, Saitama and his 5 Fingers of Death are perched near the top. But we can't forget just how well it balances out the superhero fights with some substantial comedic chops. His infinite strength may make mincemeat out of every villain he comes across, but it also causes Saitama no end of grief, as he's yet to meet an opponent who can stand up to him. Throw in the Hero Association's continued refusal to acknowledge Saitama's status as the strongest, and it's no wonder he keeps on making jaws drop when he one-shots a giant monster. You'd think we would have grown tired of the gag by now, and yet, we're still here. Number 16, Pop Team Epic. Fourth walls? Who needs them? As far as surrealist comedies go, this duo tops them all. Everything is fair game to these two, as they parody, satirize, insult, and vandalize everything that comes across their path.
まさかその傘を奪うつもりではあるまいな。
With a combination of rapid-fire delivery and bite-sized gags, it won't be long before the pop team bludgeon you into hysterics with a barrage of vignettes that at times goes way beyond what you'd think a comedy anime would dare to lean into. Embrace the insanity. Number 15, Mr. Osamatsu. These sextuplets are walking calamities, but they're certainly good for a laugh.
いいか？離婚だけは絶対に阻止しろ。もしも今この家がなくなったら、俺たちはおしまいだ。
Whether they're trying to scam their way to wealth, get the girl of their dreams, or make fun of everything under the sun, Osamatsu and his brothers don't do anything by half measures.
FC やめろ！罪悪感で目がつぶれる！
If you like your comedy with an unabashed amount of dirt, genital jokes, and consistently blurring the line of what's morally acceptable, then the Matsuno boys have got you covered.
100円？お前たちも女子にも優しいね。
Number 14, Boji The Rock. This musical wonder came out of nowhere, but has become a modern classic practically overnight.
青春コンプレックスを刺激する歌以外なら。
While the framework leans into the typical trope of four cutesy anime girls forming their own band, it's thanks to Bocchi's relatable yet hilarious quirks that allowed it to rise to stardom.
無理です絶対。でもごめんなさい、そんな嫌なのね。
Despite being an incredibly gifted guitarist, her extreme social anxiety prevents her from forming meaningful relationships. That is, until she is somewhat forced to join an amateur rock group, which, thanks to a variety of animation styles and Bocchi's adorable outbursts, makes every episode a riot to watch unfold.
15年生きてきた証がそれしかない私ってぼっちちゃん顔やばいって。
Number 13, Golden Boy. Ah yes, the glory days of retro anime, where absurd comedy, scantily clad love interests, and ridiculous dubs went hand in hand, though none have managed to surpass this little gem.
Oh, my queen! Oh, you're so naughty!
Seeking to learn everything about anything, wayward wanderer Kintaro finds himself thrown from one wacky situation to the next, the results of which tend to get just as chaotic as they do erotic.
He has yet to learn that men look at women with sexual intention!
Kintaro's journey is the definition of mission failed successfully, and still holds up all these years later.
So, how do you like my swimming?
Number 12, Space Dandy. Dandy is a man of simple taste. He loves his hair, he loves his favorite galactic hooters, and he loves twisting genres on their heads as he roams around the cosmos just trying to make ends meet.
No, my helmet!
There's oxygen here!
Well, how was I supposed to know that?
You're not likely to find a more hilarious space voyage in the modern anime scene. Especially with Dandy's crew constantly finding themselves battling against the likes of a hyper-intelligent gorilla in a powdered wig, emo versions of themselves, and every other kind of pseudoscience you can imagine.
I wanna die. What?
Number 11, Kaguyasama Love is War. There is no shortage of anime romances out there, but few have reached this level of universal acclaim, and that's partially because few could hope to be this damn funny.
藤原さん、友達だと思っていたのですけれどね。あなたが明日死ぬとしても私はもう助けてあげません。
With their pride forbidding them from confessing their own feelings, Kaguya and Miyuki spend each day trying to trick the other into declaring their love first.
早坂、アクシデントが発生したわ。会長が肩に。
Throw in an equally compelling supporting cast, including one of anime's funniest narrators, and it's easy to see why these two geniuses have earned endless adoration from the masses.
レフェリー、これはありなんですか？ありとは？藤原さんの手を持つ位置です。
Number 10, Hina Matsuri.
私のスマートフォンが
Following the misfortunate lives of our key ladies, including psychic child Hina, the tragically homeless Anzu, and the ultimate pushover Hitomi, each episode manages to regale us with how much worse our lives could be if we were stuck in this crazy-ass town.
いらっしゃいませ。松谷先生。やばいやばいやばい。どうしようどうしよう。
Hina won't stop blowing up her Yakuza caretaker's stuff. Anzu's got no clue about the world, and Hitomi ends up selling her soul to the almighty dollar. We know it's wrong to laugh at little kids, but we can't help it. Number 9, Prison School.
Were you heading home? Be careful.
We've all been there. You're just chilling with your bros, enjoying your education, then all of a sudden you're imprisoned, stuffed into a makeshift cell inside a school, and are forced to obey the demands of a sadistically busty council. What's a guy to do? Try to break out in the most hilarious fashion possible.
They're getting it really bad.
All the while being tossed from one cringy situation to another. There may be no subtlety to be found in this show, but that doesn't prevent it from reaching new heights when it comes to all things lewd and crude.
Oh, Sir Shingo, join us and come in here. Don't just stand there, the water's fine.
Number 8. Haven't you heard? I'm Sakamoto. More often than not, it's a character's flaws that provide the comedy. Not in this case. Here we're given the personification of the perfect student, who happens to have a flair for the dramatic. Sakamoto doesn't just succeed in school, he succeeds at life.
Sakamoto!
Whether it's overcoming social loops, avoiding embarrassment in the most roundabout way possible, even purchasing naughty movies without getting caught, Sakamoto has an answer for it all.
お客様、こちらで本当にお間違いありませんか？
いいえ。これも追加で。
Nani?
You might think we'd get bored of seeing him work his mojo, but we never do. Number 7, Nishijo. A mundane life, this is not. Even if you excuse the fact that one of the high schoolers is a bucket of bolts and the principal once had a battle to the death with a deer, the expressions and crazy antics of our leads more than makes up for the funny factor. These girls can't even pray at a shrine without God deciding to mess their day up. Amazing that an anime can appear as cute as a button 1 second before throwing so much crazy imagery in your face, you'd swear somebody slipped you something. Must have been that deer. Number 6, Chio's School Road.
無茶をしても遅刻はしない、それが私のクリード。
How much crap can one person go through on the way to school? If you're Chio, the sky's the limit. Along with her two besties, this gamer girl finds herself overcoming the most average of social situations with such finesse and complexity that she might as well be Solid Snake.
Mission complete.
Pathways closed? Just run over rooftops. Faced with a gang member? Present yourself as twice as hardcore. Packed with plenty of video game references and some real endearing weirdos, you can leave it to Bloody Butterfly to bring the laughs.
なんかいやー、初めてのゲームはやっぱ緊張するな。自分の名前はいつも通り
ブラッディバタフライ。
Number 5, KonoSuba.
おお、当たりも当たり。おお、当たりだ
Imagine the worst possible D&D campaign, throw in a group of dysfunctional party members, and a very high risk of facing death and destruction at every turn. Welcome to Kazuma's new life. After an embarrassing death, this NEET finds himself transported to a vast fantasy world, with only the likes of a useless goddess, masochistic paladin, and an explosion-obsessed mage for companions. We can all agree that none of us would want to be in this guy's shoes given the crap he takes and inflicts on a daily basis. But holy +5 to dexterity, is it hilarious? Number 4, Daily Lives of High School Boys. Worrying about the future, the meaning of friendship, the complex creature that is the high school girl? These are just a few of life's mysteries this trio of buddies try and fail to answer, all the while attempting to overcome their education the only way they know how, with awkwardness, miscommunication, and trying way too hard to be cool.
風で飛んだだけだって。はあ、自意識過剰。
While most of us might not be able to relate to acting out an entire Dragon Quest campaign on the streets, it's comforting to know that these guys' teenage years were just as confusing as our own.
旅立たんとする勇者忠国、隊長デップ、フロア、マルコビッチ、ホッパー。
Number 3, Asobi Asobase. Who knew that passing the time could equate to so many crazy shenanigans? As a group of young ladies with nothing better to do, Hanako, Olivia, and Kasumi attempt to shave off the boredom of everyday life with seemingly inconsequential games and activities.
水平方向への加速度と変直方向の加速度、重力、空気抵抗力、これらが影響し、放物線の軌道が生まれる。ここだ！
Of course, every time they attempt such a thing, someone normally ends up horrendously embarrassed or subjected to random physical harm. This anime is the perfect example of not judging a book by its cover, since in this instance, the book just so happens to feature a butler who can shoot laser blasts out of his backside.
トイレを壊すのは下痢の時くらいになりました。
Number 2, Gintama. Come for the comedy, stay for the unbelievable action sequences, as well as the comedy.
よ待たせちまったな。
While trying to run an odd job's business, a wandering samurai with a less than noble heart constantly finds himself and his ragtag group of wackos battling against invading aliens, katana-wielding terrorists, unemployment, and maybe the occasional lack of toilet paper. As far as outrageous comedy goes, Gintoki still remains the king decades on.
どうすんすかこれあんたよそ見してるから
騒ぐんじゃねえよ。とりあえず落ち着いてタイムマシンさ。
あんたが落ち着け
Who else do you know that parodies every anime under the sun and still leaves room to be a shonen juggernaut unique of its kind?
仕方ねえ。そん時はこれでいくか。
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, The Disastrous Life of Psyche K.
次は目をかうわ怖っもっと雑でいいんだ違うよしここをこうしていやでもこうすれば
Ever wondered how a teen with all the power in the world could live a perfectly ordinary and boring life? Well, don't ask Psyche, he's failing miserably at it, though that's probably due to the eccentric group of friends that keep gravitating towards him.
金玉についてるよ
あばよ
With its lightning-fast pace, use of fourth-wall breaks, and Psyche's mastery of sarcasm, you don't have to be a psychic to know that this telepathic triumph is a must-see. The gags are relentless, the cast are endearing, and lest we forget, this show has Kaido. Oh, sweet innocent Kaido. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.